G'day, Josh here with another chess rush guide, and in this one we're going to be looking at the heroes. Sort of going through everything that there is to know. Obviously they're broken down into species on the left and classes on the right, and each of those has a specific bonus which you're able to see in this screen depending on how many of those that match that you have on your board. I will actually have a dedicated video looking at species and class combos, strong early and late game combos, and the sort of things that you want to be considering. So make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, so that when that video drops over the next couple of days, you will see that, you won't miss it. But without going into class and species combo specifics, we're just going to be talking about some general hero information. I'm going to start it off with some of the strong tier 1 heroes, some of the ones that I consider quite strong early game, ones that I'll often pick up to start if I'm trying to win streak or get certain builds happening. So unfortunately there's no way in this specific screen to break down just the tier 1 units, but I believe that if we actually go into a custom classic game against a whole bunch of bots and we hit start there, we won't actually play any of the game, but this will give us a better way to view all of the heroes, and we can actually separate them by tier. So while you're learning the game, definitely feel free to jump into just a bot match to get access to this particular hero view, and I'll show you how you access it. It's the top left button. Once we're in there, it is there. If we go out of there, bring up that top left button, and then you can see down the bottom left, if I just click on white, then we're only seeing tier 1 heroes, and you can go all the way up to legendary, of course. But in terms of the strong tier 1 heroes, you've got your side. There's quite a few cyborg / engineers that are available, and they are okay if you can get some early 2-star heroes happening, and that's one of the primary things you're trying to do with your heroes at the start of a game, is you're trying to actually get 2-star heroes out. So if you see a screen of 5 heroes, let's have a look here. We actually have 2 Miss Supersonic, so we're going to grab both of those, because it means that if we actually re-roll or next round we get access to another 5, we've got a decent chance of getting Miss Supersonic to a 2-star hero, as we only need 1 more of her. Unfortunately there's not one in that particular screen there. Let's hit refresh. There we go. So we actually got a 2-star hero. I wouldn't recommend refreshing this early in the game, but that means that we only have to see 3 sets of hero screens here, and we actually have ourselves a 2-star hero, which is really strong early on. So if you see a set of 2, definitely grab them just in case. You can always sell them again. Worst case, that doesn't end up panning out, you can just sell them again. But in terms of, or if we ignore sort of that general guide, always grab pairs just in case you can level up to a 2-star hero. In terms of just general strong heroes to grab on the first and second round, I quite like Famine. She's an undead hunter, and she can very quickly ramp up and put out a lot of damage. I also like that undead combo if you grab a couple of undeads, so she's quite good as a tier 1. You might not use her for the entire game, but early on she'll be a very good DPS unit. As we close that out so we can go back in there. Another one that I really like, if we look on the right, is Nightingale. She's an elf punisher. If you're going for a punisher / demon build, she is really important, and her ultimate actually, her ability here, normal attacks inflict additional damage and reduce target's mana. So if you can line up against an enemy unit that's quite strong, has a good ult, you can actually sort of negate that a little bit with her ability there, so that's quite good. Ice Tusk on his own is quite a good tank. He does decent damage as well early on, so he's another good one to pick up, but you very quickly move past him unless you're specifically going for a Beast Warrior build. But he's really good to pick up for the first couple of rounds and then sell once you get into something better. He helps you get through those early NPC rounds against the, what's the first ones? The Boars and then the Gorillas. Hog Rider is quite good because he's not an incredible unit. He does have a decent ability in that he will charge towards the nearest enemy and blow up, and he will actually deal damage to that enemy and anyone that's in a square immediately adjacent as well. So he can actually finish off enemies for you, which means you take less damage, or if you're losing, or you win by more. So he's decent in terms of the fact that he's also a rider and a hunter. Well, he's got 3 combos there, but rider and hunter are particularly strong. And then witch doctor as a druid is quite strong as well, also a beast. Another sort of tip with witch doctor, because of the druid combo ability, if you get 2 druids, you only need 2 of them to level up to a 2-star hero. You can actually buy 2 witch doctors for a crystal each, use another druid to level him up, and then sell him for 3 crystals. So there's a tiny little money-making engine tip there as well. So in terms of tier 1 heroes that you want to buy early on, they're the ones that I'd be recommending. And then a couple of tier 2s that you want to look at as well. Any hero that actually has a spawn ability such as Everbloom. Everbloom spawn or summons a pet flower, which is quite strong. Another decent one is another one that's Marshlord, also summons a frogling. He can be quite good, and he's also a warlock and a beast. So there, Unicorn Cavalier is a great DPS unit and also a rider. She is crucial to either elves or riders, either of those comps. So she's a really key tier 2 unit. You definitely want to pick her up. So there's some of the important tier 2 units that I'll be looking at. And then as you work towards the mid game and the late game, then you're looking at your specific combos that you're trying to work towards, whether it's riders or elves or beasts or demons with your punishers, those sorts of things. So there's some particularly strong ones that you want to be aiming for if you can. Obviously you have to sort of play it by ear a little bit as to what your opponents in the particular match are doing as well. But I will definitely get into a lot of detail about that in my combo video. So as I said, keep your eyes peeled for that. It will be dropping soon. And then there are some other little neat tips. So we can actually, we'll exit out of this match. We don't need that still going. With the druid combo, it's worth keeping in mind that not only do you only need 2 level 1 or 1-star druids to level up to 2 if you got 2 druids on the board. If you got 4 druids on the board, you can level up 2 2-stars to a 3-star, which is really important. Because Guru is actually a druid, as well as a jelly, you can see there that Guru is a druid. It means that you can actually use Guru to level up druids. You don't need 2 existing, let's say you've got a witch doctor, 1 single witch doctor on the board, and you've got another druid on the board. You can actually, and you pick up Guru, you can actually drag Guru onto that witch doctor and it'll immediately level up to a level 2. You don't need 2 witch doctors to do that with Guru, the way that he works with druids, which is really, really useful. And the other thing you can do specifically with druids is keep a druid on your bench just in case you pick up a witch doctor or some other druids. And then when you need that combo, quickly chuck that unit out onto the board, level up to a 2-star, to a 3-star, whatever it is, then grab that unit back onto your bench. Guru is a good one for that. Guru is a must-buy hero. He's the only real must-buy hero. There's a couple, but he's 100%. You always buy Guru. There's no situation really that you don't buy Guru. But he's really useful in terms of getting maybe a couple of legendaries. Let's say you picked up 2 legendaries and you want to get them to that legendary to a 2-star. Guru helps you do that without having to roll for that 3rd legendary. But he also, as I said, helps with those druid combos if that's something you're working towards as well. So Guru is definitely a must-buy. Some of the other heroes that I want to just sort of overview, and a lot of these actually, if you haven't checked out Devil's Heroes, I'm going to actually link his YouTube channel in the comment below. But basically, he's a content creator. He does a lot of streaming as well, and he has some fantastic videos on tier lists and builds and things like that. So definitely check out Devil Heroes on YouTube, link in the description below. And a lot of these are sort of coming from his tier list, and in my experience, I 100% agree with what he's saying in terms of these are some of the key units that you really, really want to pick up during the game. So these are high-end units, but General of War is one. It's a really, really solid unit that has a really nice ability that does area of effect damage. Another solid one is an elf. This is one of my favorite units in the game, the Sword Dancer. Her ability makes her so hard to kill in that she keeps generating a shield that makes her invincible for a short period of time, which is fantastic. Then there's a couple of undeads. Basically, if you ever see Misfortune, you want to 100% grab her. She's incredible. And another one that's incredible, if I click off that and go over here to Warlock, also, and this is probably the best card in the game, especially if you can get into level 2. Level 3 would be insane, but level 2's kind of feasible. If you get to level 10 quick enough and you got a Guru, he is one of the best cards in the game, Void Dude Nebula. So there's some absolutely must-buy cards. Definitely let me know in the comments down below if you think there are any that I've missed, but that is a general overview of heroes. If you got any questions, leave them in the comments below. Definitely subscribe to the channel. As I said earlier, I'm going to be releasing more chess rush guides over the following days. So any of you that are kind of like I was, in that you're coming into this genre for the first time and you don't necessarily have much experience with it, these are the sort of people that I'm targeting with these videos. These aren't going to be high-end strategy videos. Go and check out Devil Heroes for content like that. But if you're reasonably new to the genre and just want some general tips and advice, definitely subscribe to the channel. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if it helped you, and thank you for watching this.